Hello, fourth grade. Today we're going to talk about improper fractions and mixed numbers. Again, guys, we're just reviewing. This is nothing new to you. Just practicing because we haven't done it in a while. All right, improper fraction or fraction greater than 0. That is when we have a fraction that has a numerator that's bigger than the denominator. It's just acting inappropriately. You should not be doing this. So we need to turn these into a mixed number. So what does 8/3 really look like in a picture? So if I was to draw a picture, I'm going to cut this into my pathetic looking thirds. I apologize. This is not very nice looking thirds. All right, let's see if we have enough here. Let's count them now. We've got to get to the 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would you look at that? So we've got 2 holes that are filled up and 1 that's not filled up. So 8/3 is equal to how much as in a mixed number? Well, it's equal to 2 holes and how much left over? 2/3. Because this one is cut up into thirds. 2 has been filled in out of the 3. So 8/3 is really equal to 2/3. All right, what is a mixed number? Well, a mixed number is a number that has a whole attached to a fraction. So, just like in our previous picture, we drew 3 circles and cut up into thirds because it's more than 2 holes. 2 holes were cut up and filled in, and then we had 2 that was colored in and 1 that wasn't. So how would we change this into an improper fraction or a fraction greater than 1? Well, how would we do that? Let's go over here and let's try this out. So let's pull the holes. How many holes? Well, we have 3 because the denominator tells us what we're making our holes into, the thirds. So that's how we know what our whole is going to look like as a fraction. Then we have another 3/3. That represents 2, 1, 2, just like that. And plus we're adding on another 2/3. So if we add this up, 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and it's over 3, 8/3. Now, I know I showed you this back when we were in the classroom. 2 and 2/3. Another way of doing this, instead of pulling out these holes, which is fine, we can actually do what I like to call the circle of math, because we're doing it going around this way. 2 times 3 is 6, plus the 2 is 8, and the denominator always stays the same. You see how I did that? Let's try that again. Do a different color. Okay, so I have 2 and 2/3, and we're going to do the circle of math. Okay, going this way, we are going to multiply. 2 times 3 is 6, plus the 2 would give us 8. And just like I said before, the denominator stays the same. So guys, you can either choose to do it any way that you feel comfortable with. The shortcut is how I was taught when I was younger. But if you want to pull out these holes, that is fine to get to your improper fraction. That is totally fine to do that. All right, here's another one. Turn a mixed number into an improper fraction. Well, since we're dealing with the 6, we know that our numerator and our denominator has to equal 6, and there are 3 holes. So we want 3 6 6s. 6 6 would give us 1 hole. 6 6 would give us 2 holes. 6 6 would give us 3 holes. Plus 1/6 left over. And if we add this all up, 6 plus 6 plus 6, it would give us 18, plus 1 would give us 19/6. And there's our improper fraction. But again, if you wanted to do that way that Miss Mulbieta showed you, we did 3, 1/6, and we did what we call the circle of math. When we go around, what do we do first? Well, we're going to multiply. 3 times 6 is 18, plus that 1 would give us 19, and the denominator always stays the same. So, 2 different ways of solving a mixed number into an improper fraction. All right, now turn an improper fraction into a mixed number. Okay, so our one we have here is 5/3. You guys can draw that picture if you want and color it in, or you can pull the holes. Let's pull out the holes first. Okay, so we have thirds, so we want to make sure that our hole looks like 3/3. All right, so right now I pulled out a hole. So 5 take away 3 would be 2, but I don't have enough to make another hole. I just have 2/3 left over. So our mixed number is going to be 1 whole and 2/3. All right, okay, because there's our hole. We don't have enough to make another hole, because then that would be 6/3, and we don't have enough, it's 5/3. So what happens if I wanted to show you the other way of solving this problem? Well, we could take the 3 and divide it into the 5 to find the mixed number. So 3 goes into 5 how many times? Once. 1 times 3 is 3. We subtract, we get 2. All right, our remainder becomes our numerator, and our denominator, just like I've always been saying, stays the same. So it's 1 2/3, just like this guy is 1 2/3. So you can solve this by doing division, by taking the denominator and dividing it into the numerator, or you can do it the way that we also started with, is by pulling out the holes and adding on the extra. All right, you guys, you give it a try. Give it your best. First one, turn 2 2/5 into an improper fraction. Okay, so you could either do it the circle of math or pull out those holes, like those fractions that looks like holes, and add them up to your improper fraction. Last one, turn 7/2 into a mixed number. Now you can do it where you're dividing or you're pulling out those holes. You get to decide. Rock on! You guys are awesome. Continue to rock out in math, guys. Have a great day. Woohoo!